I don't think wars in our world will ever end as long as dichotomies exist. If you believe something strongly and there is a certain group of people they disagree with you and they hold the opposing view, like the easiest example would be like the left wing, right wing, atheism and theism, because you might say that like, but we can still coexist. In reality, it is kind of hard. Okay, for example, if you say that, oh, I'm pro abortion and the other person they are against it, like how are you going to coexist? You know, that's not like how it works. And we often think that our belief ideology is the most ideal one or moral one. And the other person they also believe the same thing. Consequently, people resort to violence as a means to an end. So I kind of feel bad for many people who are unfortunately be in war zones. Like right now, the mainstream war would be the Palestine-Israel war, right? And I think some people, they overlook the other war that's been going on for years too, which is like the Russia and Ukraine war. I mean, man, like it is so tragic to see people being struck in random places. They don't consent to be injured or killed. Like what do you mean? If I were to walk outside, maybe like running and then I could just be dead. Like, dude, not everyone has a privilege to move outside of their own country or to evacuate, because it requires some amount of resources. And dude, it is really horrible. What do you mean? Like these two leaders, presidents, governments, whatever, they have a conflict going on about territory and laws and stuff, but civilians somehow like involved in this war, and it is so bad. I just like read it from like the news that at least 763 children in Ukraine have been dead because of this fucking war. At least like 16,000 civilians have been killed. In Ukraine solely. I believe that in Russia that would be a lot too. And it sucks, because it could realistically befall anyone's life. And I also don't want my life to be ended like that. That's why I kind of feel bad for them, because right now, many of us are living in their dreams, which is that living an ordinary life, just go to work, come home exhausted, eat normal meal, talk to BS people, and have some trivial problems like relationships, finance, and just some stress from work or school and stuff. But, they gotta be worried whether they will breathe tomorrow or not. I once, like a few years ago, I talked to a Ukrainian girl, and I asked her how she felt about the wars going on, and she told me that she actually lived in the red zone, which is that like the potential of getting struck is higher than like normal zones, And she said to me that like at this point I don't give a shit anymore. If I'm dead, then so be it. Like, dude, this is so bad, Even if she accepts it, it doesn't mean that she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? It might, like sound like inhumane or like a little bit cruel here, but you get what I mean, right? Because nobody deserves to be dead or killed. Man, just really feel bad for them, What do you mean? Like, she's just a student and she had to be, I don't know, indirectly forced to accept death since like a very young age. Like, dude, like society is gone to shit. Man, like I just hate it so much, But we just really can't help, I suppose, if the whole world or humanity is not united as one, then I don't think wars will ever end. Like really. Even there's no like physical war that somebody will be hurt, there will still be like some psychological, ideological, religious, political wars. It will never end, like I said. It's really horrible, and I just wish that things would be different. Because I also don't want to live in terror forever, right? And when I look at like these wars, we all feel bad for them, you know? Our normal life is so privileged to them that things or like problems that we have seem so trivial compared to theirs. They don't even know whether tomorrow they will get food or survive or not. Like, it sucks, man. You know, like, people often, when dichotomy exists, you know, people are quite Manichean, you know, they believe that things are either black and white, either us or them. And consequently, we, like, people who tend to find a solution for themselves to win. The best way, or like not the best, but like the most effective way for them to prevail is violence. I also don't want that. People claim to be moral or good person, but if this is like what you do, like how can you claim to be a good person? You know, you can say that like, oh, but we all sin and stuff. But man, I just hate how it is, you know. We thought that like people from the past, like in 18th, 19th, 20th like century, they dumb because you know they violated autonomy and they participated in slavery and racism and stuff, right? Or even like colonization. But if you think that like those concepts or actions are idiotic, then you also think that modern people are dumb. Why is that? Like, dude, if they're actually smart, they're not going to strike each other's country. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like so dumb, low IQ as fuck. Like, if you want to have a war, you know, like, there's a saying from like the internet, like, if you want to win that bad, why don't you fight for yourself? You know, president versus president. You know, get to the ring. If you can knock the other person down, then like you win and stuff. So civilians don't have to be involved in your BS low IQ brainless conflict. And yeah, I just feel sorry for them, you know. Life is sacred, you know, and meaningful, and everybody deserves to live their life to the fullest. And war often takes it away from people, and that's why I'm saying that it's really tragic. We don't know whether it will before us or not in the future. That's why like it's really concerning. And not just like the mainstream ones that we should be concerned about, even like the sub ones. It's really bad, dude. And yeah, as long as dichotomies exist, then wars will exist too. It is inevitable. It is like if A then like B stuff, you know. I think this is pretty much everything in this video, you know, just it's really tragic, dude. Like society's really gone to shit. I fucking hate it. You know, I don't want innocent people to be killed. Yeah, and thanks a lot for watching and see you the next video.